Bocchi the Rock, a show that dropped in 2022. As per usual, I'm so late that children born on that day are about to enter preschool this year. Despite that, I've been meaning to watch the show for a while now, mainly because of word of mouth rumors spreading the show's praise, despite the show only being 12 episodes long. Also, I haven't reviewed a comedy or slice of life show since this new era of my channel has started, so I figured it was finally time to do so. So with spare time on my hands, I decided to dive into Bocchi the Rock. So as always, I will be going into spoilers for season 1 of this show. I say that like there's a second one, which honestly I really wish there was. Anyways, if you don't want to be spoiled, I recommend leaving and watching the show. If you don't care, then proceed at your own discretion, but this is your warning. Regardless, let's get to it. This show focuses on our main character, Hitori Gotoh. She's a socially anxious first year in high school. She unfortunately has had no friends throughout her entire schooling experience so far, so she's a loner outside of her house. Back in middle school, she decided that she'd pick up the guitar. She wanted to play it at her school's culture festival, and the reason for it is as simple as her wanting friends, to be in a band, and to be cool. So using her dad's old guitar, she practiced and practiced and practiced, but she ended up never playing in the festival. Her social anxiety stopped her from performing, so while she's good at the guitar now, she has nothing to show for it except her skill and a YouTube account with a decent following named Guitar Hero. She'd bring her guitar to school so people could talk to her about her hobby. It didn't work, unfortunately, or at least this time it didn't. One day, on her way home from school, however, Hitori was approached by Najika Ijichi, a second year who goes to a different school. Sorry if I'm butchering her name, by the way. Najika sees Hitori's guitar case and asks her to join their band, Kisoku Band. And as a quick little aside, Kisoku just means zip tie. Of course, Hitori accepts because she's too afraid to refuse, but also because this is what she wanted. Here, we arrive at Starry, the music venue Najika's older sister, Seika Ijichi, and PA-san run together. We meet Ryo Yamada, the other member in Kisoku Band, with it only having 2 members so far. She's also a second year that goes to the same school as Najika. They also recruit Kita Ikuyo as the 4th and most recent member. Kita goes to Hitori's school and is in the same grade as her. She actually noticed Hitori's guitar, but never took the chance to ask her about it. So Hitori's plan did work after all. From this point forward, Hitori's world would fundamentally change forever. Hitori will experience so many new things, including ones she wouldn't have been able to do because of her social anxiety. But because of her newly found friendships, she's able to slowly conquer it one step at a time. And that's where I'll leave it for now. Let's move on to my thoughts. I can confidently say that this show is an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10 for me. The show is great for various reasons. One of the simplest ones is the animation. Cloverworks is an animation studio that is a subsidiary to Aniplex. They have animation credits for Darling in the Franxx, Windbreaker, Spy X Family, My Dress Up Darling, this show, and others. I wasn't aware of them as a studio until Windbreaker, but once I knew who they were, I realized that they hold decent weight in the anime space. Bocchi the Rock though is one of the main contributors to that. This show's animation is weird in an abstract but cool way. The base level of animation is consistent, colorful, and vibrant, with the animation rarely going off model. But for some reason, they hard commit to the gags. Whether it be a one-off bit or Hitori spacing out and spiraling because of her anxiety, Cloverworks puts an A1 effort into it. Like puppets, 3D modeling, rotoscoping, literally everything, man. Point is, the show's animation is why certain jokes, scenes, and poignant story points work so well. The animation isn't going above and beyond the entire time. When it does, the show elevates because of it. Which, speaking of, this voice acting elevates it as well. At its best, the voice actors give the characters life and personality, like Aoyama Yoshino stuttering, panicking, or bashfully accepting praise as Hitori. They embrace and become the roles that they play. Let me backtrack to the visuals real quick. The character designs are fun as well. They aren't anything crazy by any means. This is a modern setting with people just going to school, so it's not going to be crazy, but they're all still so colorful. The characters are defined by their outward appearance because it's influenced by their personality, like Ryo wearing androgynous clothing, for example. The character designs tell what the characters like in a subtle way. Moving on from the visuals, music plays a big part in the show as well. It plays such a big part that this show has a real Kisoku Band album on streaming services. Not gonna lie either, I think that's so cool. And on top of that, the album went platinum in Japan, so it did really well. Give me a second, I'm gonna listen to it right now and tell you all what I think. So after having listened to it, I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. It's also cool to see that the show gets nerdy with the equipment, the songwriting process, booking shows, and the people behind the scenes. It's genuinely intriguing in my opinion because I'm not familiar with this area of expertise at all. The story is simple in all reality. What I wrote in the synopsis is what you need to know basically, and even that could be trimmed further. Point is though, if you're watching, the story is more of a backdrop for the characters and the journey they undergo.
Hey, 大将やってる。あ、ぼっち、こっちこっち。
Alright, so bear with me here for a second. I like good characters in media. They can make up for a weaker story as long as the cast is entertaining, enjoyable, or engaging. That's why a lot of my longer videos have sections dedicated to the characters in general or specific characters. Of course, I'm not saying that a good character can fix a bad story. I'm saying that good characters or memorable characters can make someone revisit something, despite it being mediocre at best. A good story though helps because it'll strengthen the character's writing even more. That's why I spend so much time talking about characters in most of my longer videos, because I remember them the most if they made an impact on me. Some of my favorite shows are good examples of this. And Bocchi the Rock is another show I can add to this pile now. The show's characters aren't the most complex or the best written, but they are the lifeblood of the story. Let's take the side characters for example. People like Seika, Pie-san, Kikuri Hiroi, Hitori's fans, and Hitori's family play varying roles in the story, but they have a presence because of how they affect the main cast. Hitori's family is a good example because they know and understand her debilitating anxiety, but none of them make fun of her for it, bully her, or push her to be someone else. They fully accept the changes Hitori makes, the friends she gains, and the strides they witness because they love her dearly. Or Kikuri, and how she's basically a mentor for Hitori. Despite her being a raging alcoholic with her own anxiety issues, she's still an enjoyable, supporting character. Point is, these characters play their own roles and influence the story in their own ways. At a passive glance, it's hard to notice, but their repeated minor appearances help strengthen the main cast. The person I want to talk about the most though is Hitori. She's the main reason I fell in love with this show. Hitori's a character who encapsulates anxiety and overthinking really well. Of course, don't let me lie to anyone who hasn't watched the show. It can genuinely over-exaggerate at times. This is to be expected though because it's still a comedy. If the jokes weren't there, it'll be a completely different story with a more depressing tone. But at times, it felt like the spacing out happened too often or ran for too long. Maybe it's just me having watched it back to back. Hitori's realistic struggles with anxiety struck a chord, get it, with me because I have anxiety too, so I can relate. Mine isn't debilitating, but it's something I had to work on since I was a kid. So in moments like Hitori struggling to enter a store because she's nervous, or not asking her friends to hang out even though she wants to because she's nervous, or performance anxiety happen, I can relate, especially since she's in high school, so her growing while having anxiety is difficult to manage as well. A funny thing I noticed too, Hitori tries talking to two of her classmates but gets nervous and folds. They think they'll make fun of her for eavesdropping on their conversation. Meanwhile, the two classmates are just actually excited and interested to talk to Hitori because she never says anything in class. I thought the moment was so cute, but also shows how people like her tend to overthink in scenarios like that. But regardless, throughout the season, she manages to slowly overcome her struggles because of her friends, her fans, and her willingness to push past her faults. Hitori grows in the show because her friends are there to help her, but also unknowingly push her. For characters like Nijika and Kita, talking is easy. For Hitori, however, it isn't. Rio recognizes this, which helps foster a little introverted kinship between the two. This group of friends helps push each other, be it as people or as musicians. Hitori helps bring the friend group together in her own way, and it's so wholesome to see. This show is so great, man. It's not perfect, but man, did I have a good time with it. I highly recommend it. So, long video, huh? I didn't expect it to run this long considering how short the season was. But I got passionate and started talking until we got here. Regardless, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And let me know what y'all think about the show, the video down below. I think I'm hitting my stride in content creation right now. Not in terms of upload consistency, but in quality of the videos. So stick around to see more. Until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Next video coming whenever, I don't know. And until next time, peace.